I spent the past couple of days writing out like a story, right? So these videos that I do now is more of story based, kind of like a movie style. So I'll have like 5 or 6 different vehicles, each one slightly upgraded than the other one, maybe a little bit different. And I would connect each one into a story with each other. So it's almost like a hook and payoff type of setup, right? So I'd write out exactly what I want to happen and like what characters I want to include in the video. So it's almost like a mini story 5 times in a row in a whole story. So I probably spend maybe 3 hours probably setting that up, coming up with ideas, how I'm going to connect everything, how I'm going to make it interesting for the viewer. And I would say in total per video, if we're counting only my actual work into it, probably between 10, 15 hours. If we're counting everybody else's work in it, it's probably about 40 to 50 hours.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Behind the Stream podcast, episode number 18. I am joined today by Icy, who is a GTA RP streamer, YouTuber, whatever he wants to call himself. I'm not too sure, and I'll let him explain. But yeah, how's it going? How's your day been?
Pretty good, you know, just preparing for my next video.
Nice.
For YouTube, yeah.
What's that?
Well, I'm going to do a video where I I rob banks with boat cars. So it's a car that's also a boat. So I can use it water, land. So preparing all that.
Nice. Well, we've basically just gone straight into what you do.
Yep, straight into it.
So I want to actually just bring it back because I was just like to go into the story. It's good to just hear that first. So I know because I found you and I told you when I messaged you that I found you a long time ago when you're streaming education content, right? And I'm curious as to like, what did you do something? Did you do anything before that and then go into that? Because that's generally what happens in your game, and then you do education, and then you've come out from that to then go back into gaming. I'm wondering, like, is that the case? What were your reasons to like chopping and changing in terms of like your niche for content?
So my education content was set on a separate account, so it wasn't on my main at all. Yeah. I just created it as a second account because I do full-time streaming, full-time YouTube, all that stuff. I don't do full-time streaming anymore, but which is a big reason why I don't do the whole education thing. Yeah. I originally started with just gaming, right? And I did that for a couple years, and then I started seeing success on TikTok and YouTube more than streaming. So I started pushing heavy on that. My Twitch started doing better, and then that's when I did the education content a little bit. I didn't do too much of it. And as I started focusing more and more on my YouTube channel because it's doing better than all my other platforms, I kind of slowed down on everything else because running three different TikTok channels, 3 different YouTube channels is it's a lot of work. Yeah. So I wanted to put all my focus on one, but yeah.
So now you are primarily focused on YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube 100%. I stream maybe 2 or 3 times a month now on Twitch, but yeah, I'm fully focused on YouTube.
How long have you been like that for?
Maybe 3 months, 3 or 4 months.
Oh, no.
So,
what was the change? What was your schedule before that 3 months? Like, what were you doing?
So, I switched up my content about 4 months ago on YouTube. I still did GTA RP content, but it was more trolling. Yeah. And I was posting twice a week on YouTube. I was streaming 3, 4, 5 times a week on Twitch. Also doing variety content for my second YouTube channel. And once I made that switch in my GTA content, everything, my channel grew like from, I think it was at 80K subs on YouTube to 200K in 2 months. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to focus on this because I don't want to lose this opportunity. I can use this to grow my other platforms in the future. Right. But beforehand, I was streaming, recording videos daily.
So you say you're doing 3 channels. You say you had GTA, RP, variety,
YouTube, and education.
Then education. Did you? I assume you came to a point where you was like, I've gone just doing too much here, right? Like, just focus on one.
Yep. Because I noticed that I wouldn't put enough time into a video or into a stream or into any of the content. I was just kind of going based off the idea, and then I just run with it. And that's not really what works. I think it needs to be more detailed with the idea before you start. Yeah. So, yeah.
When would you ever think is the right time to refocus on some of those other channels?
Oh,
do you want to? Because I have this question in my head sometimes all the time. I want to do other things, but I'm like, when's the right time to take the focus off plan A and then also then do more on plan B?
I don't think there really is a right time. It's kind of just one of those. I think it's more of a mentality thing, more than having actual time to do it or the knowledge to do it. Like, I mean, I want to go back and start doing those extra things. I have the time. It's just I don't really have the mentality to, or motivation to put all my effort into another channel,
Yeah. So, just going more into details then, in terms of like what you're doing on a weekly basis for your channel. Like, if you could break down how many videos you post, and break down your whole workflow from idea to scripting to going then and actually doing the thing that you've planned to do. Because I noticed, I'm curious like how long that takes you, because I know that yours are like, I don't know. To me, I get the impression it might not always be like a one take thing in the game and stuff. Like, it might take a few attempts. So yeah, I'm curious, like, how do you work through all of that in a week? What your challenge is and so on and so forth.
Right. I am very grateful to have multiple editors and a thumbnail artist. So a lot of my work is taken off of me, and I just pay them to do a lot of the heavy lifting. So I'll start out with just thinking of video ideas. What is something that's like a wow factor type of thing? So in my niche, robbing banks does really good with GTA or crazy looking cars. So I'll come up with an idea. So for example, a boat. I wanted to do robbing banks using boats, but I was like, how am I going to make this work? Because it's very basic. So
can I ask you how did you come to the point of deciding to do this style of like robbing banks? Was this just from you playing? Like, how did you know that would start doing well and picking up, or you didn't? You just kind of...
So it was a mixture of... so I have other content creator friends. We all did trolling. That was what we originally did on GTA, was just troll.
You said,
And one of them...
What do you mean by trolling? Can you define that a little bit in a GTRP context?
So we would go onto roleplay servers, and so these would be public roleplay servers. Anybody can join them, whatever. And these are different from the videos I do... like the servers that I record my videos on now. So these are like less serious. There's a lot of children, a lot of people that are called admins that like enforce the rules, that have big egos or assholes for no reason, all that stuff. So we'd go in there and we'd go mess with them. So we'd break like a little rule, or sometimes we wouldn't even do anything wrong and the admins would get mad at us. So that was like what our content was solely based on, was that.
That shit does well on TikTok. I've seen a lot of that stuff on TikTok. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So... But where was I at? Oh, the boat thing. So I wanted to go for a wow factor. So I was like, well, a boat with wheels is crazy. Nobody's really seen that. And so that's what I'm going to go with. So I spent the past couple of days writing out like a story, right? So these videos that I do now is more of story based. So kind of like a movie style. So I'll have like 5 or 6 different vehicles, each one slightly upgraded than the other one, maybe a little bit different. It could be completely different vehicles, but whatever. And I would connect each one into a story with each other. So it's almost like a hook and payoff type of setup, right?
Yeah.
So I'd write out exactly what I want to happen, and like what characters I want to include in the video. Like there's a mechanic shop guy that I include in all my videos, so I'll put him in some of the stories. There's a couple other people, like a homeless guy that's really weird, that I'll include. Another guy who's like a mafia boss that I'll include. So I try to keep that in all my all my videos.
Sounds like you're doing.
Yeah,
that's right.
So I try to keep them all in my videos, and I include them in each scene. So it's almost like a mini story 5 times in a row in a whole story.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot. I probably spend maybe three hours probably setting that up, coming up with ideas, how I'm going to connect everything, how I'm going to make it interesting for the viewer.
Yeah.
Because as I said before, with having multiple channels, I would just have the idea and I'd run with it, and it would only do so well. Where when I do it this way, it has an actual reason for people to watch, and it's like very detailed, almost like a movie.
Yeah.
So I'd get that all set up, and then I would send my thumbnail artist like 2 or 3 draft ideas. So he'll go in game, get pictures of the draft ideas, then we'd pick one and we'd go with that. And while he's doing that, that's when I record the video, and that takes maybe I'd say an average of 4 to 5 hours to record a video. If I don't like the way something comes up, like you said, I'll re-record it. So if one of these chases I get caught and it's like not how I want it to be, I'll redo the whole thing. So, and then we just kind of go with the flow from that. And then what I'll do after I record it, I throw the file onto Adobe Premiere, and I actually cut up all the raw footage. So I probably like 90% of the footage I cut up. So it'll be 4 hours of raw footage cut down to between 30-40 minutes. And I'll send that same project file to my YouTube editor and to my TikTok/short editor. So it's both the same file, all cut up, whatever. My YouTube editor, he spends probably about 15 hours on a video, putting on the music, the edits. Yeah, crazy. And he does all that stuff with it. It takes about 2 days for him to get the whole project done. And then my TikTok and short editor, I actually have a separate Google document where I write out each TikTok and each short that I want. I'll write the intro of what I'm going to say, and I'll write notes of how I want it put together. So the YouTube content and the TikTok and short content are the same video, but I present it a different way. So in the YouTube video, I could be getting pulled over by a corrupt cop or whatever, and I start running from them. And then the TikTok, I can make it look like I robbed a bank and now I'm running from them. Right? So whichever I feel is more entertaining for the viewer, that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it takes me about probably another hour or 2 to write out the shorts and TikToks that I want with the intros. And then obviously he just goes based off of that. He sends me what he has for the first one. I'm like, okay, that's good. So, or if I'm like, okay, do a couple changes, he'll do that back. And we just keep going back and forth throughout the next 3 or 4 days that we do for a project. So, I mean, I post once a week on YouTube right now. And I try to post shorts daily. I don't really do TikTok too much, which I should be. I should just be posting my shorts on TikTok. But I would say in total per video, if we're counting only my actual work into it, probably between 10-15 hours. If we're counting everybody else's work in it, it's probably about 40 to 50 hours.
Okay.
So
it's quite a lot of hours.
Yeah.
So then what are you doing with the rest of your time? Or just chilling?
So, yeah, I mean, I like to go out and do things. I don't like, I mean, obviously I like doing YouTube and stuff like that, sitting here recording my videos, but I'm not a gamer at all.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't like gaming.
I'm glad to hear that you have a life. Hey.
Yeah, basically. So I live with 3 other roommates, and they all like going out and doing things. They're not big gamers. I mean, some of them are, but we still like going out and doing stuff. So I like to go outside. I mean, we live right next to the beach, so we go to that all the time.
Oh, sick. Nice.
Basically just mess around doing whatever. I am kind of... So I also have another... I have a roleplay server, which is where I record my videos on. And I put a lot of time into that. I just opened it like 3 months ago. So that does take a lot of time. Huh?
What's the purpose of that?
To record my videos on it.
But like, what's the... Does that it being yours, does that just make things easier?
Oh, 10 times. 10 times easier. I think, like, I talked about this on another podcast a little while ago, about having my own server compared to recording a video on another server that's not yours or having permissions, whatever. For me, because we have devs on our server, and if I need a vehicle added, he does it right away. And he knows how to do it. And he knows the process I want everything done, as well as I get to control who's on the server because it's a whitelisted server, so you have to apply to join. So I avoid all the people that are trolls. all the children, all the
I
chaos.
guess there'll be people looking for you trying
Exactly.
to fuck out your video as well, you know.
Exactly.
Those sorts of people.
I think, yeah, and I think people that try to do content like me, I think it's very important that you either find a server that is super serious, whitelisted, that allows you to do these, you know, unrealistic things, or create your own server.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. I've got a few questions then, just going back to like, because it's just over what you just discussed. Like, I'd like to know, like, from a storytelling perspective, like, how long did it take for you to feel like you had mastered to some extent, like, your kind of content storytelling, like turning ideas, like, when did you feel like I'm getting all right at this now? Like this isn't shit, or it's not taking me 5 hours to like think of the idea.
Right. So it's actually, for my older videos, it would only take me, you know, a couple minutes or an hour to come up with a video, and I would just go on a server and just try to push that idea a little bit while messing around. And most of the trolling I was doing, it was just kind of off of whatever I could get off of other people, which is why I don't do trolling anymore. That's a big reason I don't, because I can't control the content. Where with my videos now, I can control the content.
Yeah.
So, what was the question again?
I was asking kind of about your, it's all good. Like about your storytelling. Like, when did you feel like you kind of were getting the hang of being able to kind of turn your ideas into kind of stories in a more of an efficient way for yourself?
Right. So, towards the beginning of 2021 is where I started doing the trolling. I started seeing success with my channel. And that, it was just kind of, I would go on random servers. I had no goal, no plan. Go on, mess around. Whatever I got is when I'd come up with a title and thumbnail and just throw it up. Right. And it worked for a while. And I'd say about a year after that is when I started trying to do more story-based type of content, where I tried controlling it, and it worked pretty well. I started doing another series called admin trolling. So I was actually the admin messing with the other people. So it's kind of like a reversed role.
Yeah.
And that allowed me to create better stories, because I had full control over the situation. And the views, you know, I got more views on that because it was more entertaining, because I could control it. And that's the first time that I was like, okay, I'm kind of understanding how this whole story thing works. Did that, and for another like 6 months. So this is last year in August, roughly. I started doing more challenge-based things. So the video now has a goal. So there's a whole goal to the story. There's a whole plan for everything. So everything is like, it makes sense, and it isn't like a compilation feel of video.
Yeah.
And that started working really well for me. I was getting like, I went from maybe 20K average views a video up to 50. And I kept pushing that until about end of November, beginning of December is when I was like, you know what? I was considering this for the past 6 months of going to this new content that I wanted to do, because the storytelling was amazing. And I was learning that the storytelling is what seems to work on YouTube. And I was like on and off about wanting to try it, because I didn't want to lose my position I was in. I was getting, 30, 50K views a video. If I tried this and it completely failed, I have to start over from scratch. And that was what I was worried about. But then, beginning of December, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try it. Fuck it. And so I tried this using the story knowledge that I had. It wasn't as good as now.
Where did you learn that from, though? Like, was that just from other creators? Like, did you do any more research? Did you do research, or?
I didn't really do research. I should have done research. But at that time, I didn't really do research. It was more of a trial and error thing. Because I posted so much, I was able to test. I also had friends that were also YouTubers in the same niche, and we always talked. That's literally all we would talk about is content. And so we'd get our information off of each other. I'd give him information, he'd give me information, and we'd test, trial, all that stuff. So, I guess I was in a lucky, or not I guess, but I was definitely in a very lucky position to where I was friends with other full-time content creators, where we would just be able to bounce stuff off each other. We're smaller creators, they don't really have that or have that access to other big YouTubers or full-time content creators to get that information. But I mean, it just, like I said, trial and error. That was my biggest thing. I tried something, I noticed it didn't do as good, based on like the average view duration, anything like that. And then I change it, and then boom, it started working. I mean, I started doing it beginning of December, and then I had a video middle of December. So I think it was like 3 or 4 videos after I did this new change, I had a video blow up. And I kind of
Which one is that? The running from cops with RC cars.
car. Yep.
Yeah,
RC car one.
1.3 million. Yeah, I see it.
Yep. And so I was like, you know what? All right, let's do it. So I copied that kind of format, and I changed a little bit in each video, and I kept trying each more and more and more, and then I kind of found my my thing, like my format, I guess.
Yeah.
That I go with.
What's can you just define then the format like?
So, well,
you don't have to if you don't want to.
The way, I mean, I kind of explained it how I have mini stories within the whole story. So it's like side plots that the whole goal is to reach the end goal. I don't know how to explain it. I use a format that's like hooks and payoffs.
Yeah, you have multiple though, right? Like sub stories for the whole story.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if people they watch the video, you'll be able to see, like, in my let's see, which one? My blowing up cops with RC car. I had a separate and I was doing hitman jobs against people in the server. And the first person I did a job with, no, never mind, I'm wrong. That's the video that goes up in literally 2 hours. Basically, it's a stealing cars video. And I stole a car from somebody on the server, and he was trying to catch me the entire...
which one is it? Yeah, I'm on YouTube.
It hasn't gone up yet. Let me send you the link, though.
Well, you could just talk through one of your other ones there if you want.
Let me think. Which one? Which one had a side plot? I'm trying to remember, sorry.
All good. I like your thumbnails, by the way.
Thank you.
They are good. They're definitely like just YouTube. Just, yeah, like...
Yeah. Okay. Robbing banks with cursed cars. This should be the top one, second from the left.
Yeah.
That one, if you skip to around basically there's a homeless character that I introduced, and I had him involved in my so 13 minutes is where I introduced him at.
Okay, so you've got like multiple stories with different cars, right? All leading to this one like
huge car at the very end. Yeah, that guy right there is person I started introducing in my videos. And
sorry, who is this, by the way? Is this like just some other brand?
Just another player on my server.
In the server, right? And you'll just ask him to get involved with if you for an idea.
So when I'll tell him, I said, "Hey, I'm recording a video today. Can you get on the server?" He's like, "Sure." I was like, "Use your homeless character." He said, "Okay." So
nice.
So he gives me one of these cars here that he makes. It's a cardboard thing because he's homeless, whatever.
Yeah.
And his whole thing is about getting toenails. He wants to get paid with toenails. Super, super weird, super creepy type of vibe. And throughout the video, he'll come up again and he'll mention something about the toenail clippings. And now in all my videos that he's involved in, he talks about the toenail clippings. So the video I just recorded that goes up in a couple hours, he talks about his toenail clippings. And the video I'm recording today, I'm going to have him talk about his toenail clippings. So that way it's a repeating thing. So as well as a mechanic. So I have a different guy, mechanic, around 10 minutes, just around 10:30ish, 10:45. This is a mechanic. So that guy is the one who makes all my like craziest cars. Yeah. So this car was a submarine car. And he told me, he's like, "Hey, if you need any help with escaping the cops or something, let me know." He said something like that. Mm-hmm. And I ended up calling him around the 34-minute mark when I'm in a completely separate vehicle, and he comes in with a helicopter and smacks into another helicopter that's shooting at me or chasing me. He was like, I was able to get the helicopter to stay still, and he rammed into the helicopter, basically like sacrificing himself. And so that's kind of how I connect them all. So there's a hook, and then the payoff is way later. And so it just makes sense. It's like a story, like a movie.
There's a lot going on in all of these videos.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How often does it not go to plan? Or does it kind of like it does, but you just kind of can just veer it back onto like the plan? Like,
yeah, usually when I'd say probably 50% of the time it'll not go to plan, but I'm able to save it another 50% of the time.
Yeah.
So, I'll be recording and I'm not liking how something happens. So I'm like, all right, let me try something different. I don't change. I don't end the chase. I don't do anything. I just continue, but I do a different route, and I'll use my editing and cut out that part I didn't like. Yeah. So I made it look like nothing really changed.
Okay, yeah.
And so I'll just do that. And any of the times where I can't save it, I'll just do the video again or the clip again.
Yeah. When do you decide that? Like, do you have a feeling like...
I can... If I can't save it, then it's already kind of over. The scene's already over. So I'm able to just use the same vehicle, do the same thing at the beginning, and then I'll just keep doing it until it works.
Is that frustrating, or you just kind of just like, it's just part of the process? You don't mind?
It's kind of frustrating, but at the same time, it's nice because I notice I come up with better ideas when that happens.
But I was going to say, like you probably like when you're doing it, you probably like, oh, maybe I should have actually done it this way, and
exactly
then you can redo it again in that way.
Yeah, so I can't be too upset with it. I mean, it kind of sucks because I waste like 20, 30 minutes of my time. But
that's not too bad, man. It's always could be worse. Like
1,000%.
Could be a few hours. Do you ever come into like post and you've realized, it's just this isn't it? Like,
I mean, my most recent one, my Hitman one, I was a little bit worried about because I was like, well, our thumbnail concept isn't really that good. The video idea is there, but I don't think I recorded it properly. I don't think it was entertaining enough. So I was very worried about posting it, but I was like, I might as well just post it because it's not bad. It's not terrible.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But I didn't really like the way it turned out.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like the thumbnail, I'm not really sure whether he's shooting a car, but based off the title, it's like you're blowing up people with the car. Yeah,
it's very confusing. I tried changing the title 3 or 4 times.
You just couldn't find something that was like, just like, no. I guess sometimes that's how it is, isn't it? Like,
yeah, that happens a couple times.
Just move on to the next one, I guess.
Yeah. So, I mean, it happened with my Robbing Banks as Mandalorian video. That one, we had a different thumbnail, and I think the title was a little bit different. And when we first uploaded it, it was performing really bad. But then I thought of this thumbnail. I was like, you know what? Let's do this thumbnail. Because originally it was the Mandalorian, like actual character running with a gun from a bank. So we changed it to this, and obviously it's done way better.
That's cool. I like that one.
It boosted it. So I do think thumbnails, like, and it was 4 days after we posted it. I do think changing a thumbnail on a YouTube video, even if it's 4 days after, 7 days after, can still save a video.
Yeah. A lot of people say that. Like, how do you make that call? I've spoken to a few people. Different people have different ways of doing it. Some people don't leave it longer. Look at different things. Kind of there's no defined way of doing it, but sometimes
I don't think there's a defined way. I think it's more a. So what I've seen and I've noticed, my videos are longer. So when I upload a video, wherever the video starts out at, it's not going to be based on the average view duration because, it's been up for 20 minutes. You don't even have the opportunity to watch the entire video. So the video starting out is like 8 out of 10 right off the bat. That's when you can kind of tell, like, okay, maybe it's the video idea, maybe it's the title, maybe it's the thumbnail. So those are the 3 I start with. And most of the time we have a backup thumbnail for the videos in case we're not confident in the main one. Like the Robbing Banks with Cursed Cars. That one's a tire. That's actually our backup thumbnail. Our main thumbnail was a porta potty. It wasn't performing well when it started, so we changed it within the first 12 hours, I believe. We changed it to the wheel, and that boosted it. So I think within the first hour or two, you can kind of determine when the thumbnail is. After that, I mean, I think the CTR, the click-through rate, isn't really a good tool for determining if a thumbnail is good or not, because the more impressions you get, naturally, the less people are going to click.
Yeah.
So you can't really use that. I mean, you probably can. I'm sure there's ways, but for me, I haven't been able to discover it.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
So I just use the beginning. If it starts out low, I change the thumbnail. If I'm not confident enough in it, sometimes I am. So what's a good example? The upgrading smallest to biggest bike. That was our main thumbnail. It first went out, and it was all right. It was like 5 out of 10. I was confident in it. I was like, you know what? I still believe in it. I think it's a really good thumbnail. And obviously, it jumped up to 2. So, I mean, I can't really. It's more, like I said, it's more of trial and error. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing that YouTubers need to go through when trying out different videos in their niche.
Yeah, I agree. It can take a while as well, right? Let's talk more about I was just saying shorts, because shorts is just, I don't know. I think it baffles a lot of people when it comes to views. It's very different. What's your thoughts on towards shorts and how your views do there and how that fits into your content kind of?
So in my short what do you call it, explanation on what I think, I had a short get it's at 19 million views right now.
I see it.
And it's connected to my old cursed car videos. So I did one running from cops with cursed car videos 2 months ago. That video got 300K views, and then it started flatlining. Once I posted that short, I put in the comments, full video here, and I put at the very end of the short, I put an arrow, full videos and comments, I think, or subscribe, something like that. And the video went from 300K views to 900K views in a month. And so
the long form video,
the long form YouTube video, tripled in its views because of that short.
Nice. Okay.
And then it started getting recommended again. So I think a lot of people have this issue where they get a lot of views on short, but their long form content won't get any views. And I think the main issue is that the short form content is good enough for a subscribe, but not good enough for let me go see more on his channel, right? So the subscribe is more of okay, I want to see his shorts that come up, right? Or okay, I'll go look back at this guy later. But if your shorts are entertaining enough to where it's oh shit, I want to see the full thing, I want to see everything that happened, they'll go to the YouTube video and watch it. And I think that's what a lot of people mess up on.
Yeah, I think they do. I know they do, because I see lots of creators that blow their YouTube channel up through shorts, and then they start posting long form, and their long form does
horrible,
awful. It does I'm talking in just 3-digit views, and they've got a 50K plus account. And
I know somebody with I think he's almost at 1 million subs. He does really good on shorts. He's amazing.
Yeah.
And he posted one YouTube video a couple weeks ago, and it's only 800 views
after
2 weeks.
That's mad that just you've just accumulated so many subscribers that have almost no interest in watching your long form. Or maybe I always wonder, is it just because they're just purely short? They're just they just consume shorts and that's it. They don't
think it's a
consume
niche-based thing.
Yeah. What do you mean it's a niche-based thing?
I think that so let's say it's somebody who posts about movies, right? They do movie reviews on shorts, and then they have movie reviews on their YouTube video.
Yeah.
Those people aren't going to watch a full video of movie reviews when they have one that's 60 seconds in front of them or whatever, right? And where with my niche, I think it's very easy in my niche to get views off of shorts over to your full videos.
Okay.
Because you have that freedom of being as creative as you want, because you could literally create anything, right? You have any idea, boom, you can make it. And so that wow factor is bringing those people over to the YouTube videos. Not every niche really has that. in my opinion, even with a movie review, you know? So I guess it just depends on the niche you're in. I mean, obviously, I think people could definitely break through that. I think people can do the movie reviews, shorts, and get those people over to the long form. But I think it's harder than doing the stuff I do.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. So you're saying that like now with so now it kind of makes sense with what you were talking about at the start with the kind of you try and create a number of shorts from the long, because my presumption is that now, like, if I go through all of your videos, I presume they have a long form link in them.
Yeah, they should.
To the video that's from, to hopefully drive that. Have you seen that again? Like, it's honest, difficult to know. I wish they. Do you know what? Do they have anything in the analytics that show that views have been driven from that short? Like, ugh.
They do. I forget what it's called, but let me see if I can pull up. The one from
like, to see how effective it is, rather than just like that obvious one, like how effective it is, like on even if it's just 10-20% on some other videos. Guys, it's nice to know that little efforts like that are making small differences here, there, and everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Let me get to forget what it's called. It's called Other YouTube Features, and it would be considered a YouTube search if somebody looks it up as well. But other YouTube features, I mean, if let's go lifetime, you can see that I'm going to post a screenshot of the analytics, and then I'm going to circle what the views can be coming from. There, and then let me upload. So if you look at that, the top one is other YouTube features. That one has over 360k views from which is shorts, as well as direct or unknown. That could be clicking the link in the comments.
Yeah.
YouTube search. So if somebody doesn't really, understand that the link's in the comments or whatever, or they want to see it and they don't check the comments, they would just search Porta Potty or whatever. Channel pages would be they actually click my profile and they go find the video for themselves. So that's where all the videos would come from, or the views would come from.
Am I right in thinking that YouTube are rolling out a feature where you can properly link videos, and it doesn't have to be like their feature at the moment where you clip a short from a video and it creates a short? You can actually link a video that it could technically not be related, but it doesn't have to come from that.
Yeah, they made an announcement about that. I think like 3 or 4 weeks ago, something about like the link will be a button at the very bottom of the short, which would be perfect.
That would be fucking good. Yeah. Then you then assume that you will have even clearer analytics on from that. And that would for you, for your content, that would be.
And I think even just YouTube in general. I mean, their whole goal is to make sure people stay on their platform as long as possible.
Exactly. Like
shorts only have 60 seconds. If you can get somebody on those 60 seconds to click that link that's just presented right there, and they go watch a 40-minute YouTube video, 1,000% they're going to push that out. And if people are clicking that link, and it's short, YouTube is trying to get all those people to stay on YouTube, they're going to push that video out more and more because you are convincing people to click that link faster and faster. So I think that's what's going to end up happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't released that already, but like I understand product features like that do take time.
Right.
YouTube has a number of priorities, I bet, in their engineering team. It's like on Twitch, everybody wants everything tomorrow. And unfortunately, that's just not how business works. Let's talk more about then like streaming content advice, right? Because I'm sure you've got lots of opinions on that. And I'm interested to know, what do you think about like streaming and content, like really, like at the moment? Like, what do you think about like people coming into the ecosystem, what they should be focused on, what you think they're doing wrong? How can they increase the chances of them being successful, kind of long-term and a sustainable creator?
I think this is more mentality type of thing, right? So you can be successful as any type of creator that you want to be, but you have to decide that before. And I think that's where a lot of content creators mess up with, is that they don't know what type of content creator they want to be, so they just press go live and roll with it. The odds of that really working out are, way lower than picking a style of content creator you want to be and rocking with that every single time, the consistency with it. Because at the end of the day, that's what viewers want to see. You'll get your, 15, 20 people that don't care what you do because they're there for you no matter what, which is good, but it's very difficult. I've done 4.5 years of streaming, and that's what I built mine on for the first 2.5 years, was just doing what I wanted. And I didn't really have an actual... well, yeah. Until I found that point of what type of content creator I was going to be. At the time, I wanted to be that creator. Right now, I don't. But at the time, I wanted to be strictly a GTA RP content creator. That's all I wanted to do. So I was doing, 4 streams a week with the GTA content, which was the same as my YouTube content, the same as my TikTok content. And, my Twitch went from 30 average viewers to 150 average viewers. And I stayed at that for a long time until I'd say maybe, I'd say about 9 months after that happened, I was like, oh shit, I'm burning myself out of streaming because all I'm doing is GTA, and I'm doing that on my YouTube already, and I'm doing that for my TikTok already. And I learned that myself, I wanted to be a personality variety creator. So, which is what I'm building my second YouTube channel on. So I've already decided that for myself. The past, 6 months, I've been flip-flopping everywhere, trying to figure out what I want to do, testing it, and it's been rough. But I already know that for Twitch, I want to keep that solely based on variety. What type of variety, I'm not entirely sure yet.
Yeah, I was going to say,
that's where I got to figure out.
That's a very broad term there. What's variety?
As I said before, I'm not a big video game guy. Yeah. I don't like playing video games longer than 2 or 3 hours. Obviously, unless I'm recording for a YouTube video, then I'm gonna, right? Because that's what I enjoy. I enjoy the production thing, right?
Yeah.
Where if I'm just strictly gaming, I don't find it fun. So I want, so Ludwig, right? Those type of content creators. That's what I want to do. Something along those lines. Horror games, something I want to try. See how that goes. So what I'm doing to kind of build that setup for me for Twitch is I'm focusing on my second YouTube channel where
What's
I
that
do
called, sorry?
More IcyDeluxe. So my second YouTube channel, I want to do variety content. I haven't really done much. I mean, I've got unbanned requests there. I've got a couple letting chat buy shit. Right now, I'm putting all of my old GTA footage that I never used for my main channel, that I never plan on using it because it's my old trolling content, just to put it out there because people still want to see the trolling content. But I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with the variety channel. But the plan is going to be putting it on YouTube, my second channel, and heavy focusing that. Same with the shorts, same with the TikToks, and building it to a point where, you can make that community transition over your Twitch. There's a content creator, his name's King Wools. I don't know if you've heard of him or not.
No.
He's a Twitch streamer. He mainly grew his platform on TikTok. And so he's variety content, but it's a mixture of reactions, and his reactions are definitely good content. He'll watch series with his chat, and he also does horror games, different types of horror games, all that good stuff. And he sometimes he'll play regular video games and stuff. And he puts these clips on TikTok, and the way he edits them, he doesn't just throw them on there, right? He doesn't just throw them on there. I've been studying him for the past year and a half, trying to see exactly what he was doing. But the way the clips are presented, they're treated like a TikTok. But you can tell he's also a streamer in them without it looking like it's just meant to be a TikTok.
Yeah.
And that grew his Twitch. I mean, he averages maybe 800 viewers. He went from 300 average viewers last year to almost 1,000 now.
Nice.
And he does
cool.
it full time.
This.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at this guy because
he's amazing.
I'm always looking for people that do variety, but stream stream variety, but take that variety and put it on TikTok and have it do well is really fucking difficult.
Very.
Because you're not niching down on a game, or you're a personality streamer, and
That's what he is.
being a personality streamer that also is successful on TikTok, I don't see many people that do it have success with it, because it's hard.
Yep.
So I'm always interested to find people that have mastered how to do it.
Oh, he's master. He's very good, very smart. I mean, he's got his
He's
YouTube
got two
channel,
accounts. I can see he's got two accounts. Yeah, one's reacts. And
I
one's
do
the
think
games.
he could definitely focus a lot more on YouTube. But the issue with YouTube is that you have to put I mean, his content's still good, but you can have a great thumbnail, a great title, and I don't think it'll do any crazier than it is right now. I think he needs to actually dedicate content where he just records for YouTube, so it's off stream, which he actually did start doing a couple months ago. I noticed is that he'll do like reaction stuff off stream and do it for recording for a YouTube video, and that actually performed better for him. So I don't know. I mean, whatever he's doing now is amazing. It's very smart. His TikTok's very calculated. The way he controls the audio is amazing. But I think he's the prime example of a variety content creator and what a streamer should be, and how they want to grow, and how they should grow their Twitch channel.
So you think they should grow their Twitch channel from mastering content first on TikTok and YouTube, and then
it goes back to the type of content creator you really want to be, I guess. I mean, I don't know, because there's hundreds of different ways to be a streamer, or 100 different types of streamers, right?
Yeah.
So it just depends on your niche. I mean, if you're just going around and, like, for example, trolling, you don't have to master that. For what I do now, you have to master that in order for the streams to perform, because that's what people expect, the quality they expect. And it's the same thing with, if you're using your Twitch clips on your TikToks and they're good quality on TikTok, that's the quality content people want to see, they're going to expect that from your Twitch. So you have to deliver that every single time. And a lot of content creators don't do that. They spend they have a really good clip, really good content in one of their streams. They post it does really good on TikTok. Those people go over to their Twitch and they see, oh, the content isn't the same here. It's not as high quality. And so they leave. And
wait, you must see my video yesterday. I did a video about this yesterday.
Did you?
You might not have seen it. Yeah, literally. You obviously haven't seen it. Ironically, I did a video yesterday on TikTok about just, I'd written it down. I just wasn't sure how to convey it, where the importance of making sure that the value at the top of the funnel, which is TikTok, is the same as the value at the bottom of the funnel, which is Twitch. And it's not just as simple as entertainment value here, entertainment value here. It's like entertainment is still broad. It has to match whether the energy is matched, or like the way that of what you're doing in the clip is something that is happening in the stream at quite a regular cadence and not just a one-off, because people come for that and then you realize, well, he never fucking does it. It's like, you can't just show stuff that you do not very often, because people come to your stream expecting that. So you have to craft your TikToks in a way that delivers entertainment value, but that entertainment value is mirrored on stream quite often at a regular cadence, and that's quite difficult. That takes a long time to master and understand how to do that. And there was about a creator that I know that I think does it really well, because the value of the entertainment that he delivers in his TikToks is similar to what he does on stream. Like you get what you expect, and it's literally like what you've just said. That is what I think a lot of streamers don't understand how to do until they stick around long enough to work out, okay, this is fucking hard. This is what I got to do. It's going to take, like I said before, a lot of trial and error of what is my style? Like you said, what sort of creator do I want to be? What is my style? How do I make sure that style is kind of the synergies across all the of live, long, and short, and it's all somehow on brand. How you get to that point and how long it takes you, that it's just different for different creators, and again different for different niches and how you master it. But that is the one. Yeah, tough. or just stick to one and just fucking smash one. But I don't know, some people aren't happy with just doing one. I guess like yourself, you want to do all of them. So figuring out the plan for all of them.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, I mean, obviously I really want to do the other stuff, but I'm not going to sacrifice what I already have for it now.
Nah, don't. No.
So that's why I'm not putting too much energy into my other stuff. I'm making sure I slowly start doing it without interrupting my main stuff.
Yeah. Well, I guess you need to think like, what is the goal of it really? Like, is it like, what are you driven by in terms of like creating content? Like,
I mean, it's all I do. It really is. I mean, I've been doing this for 4.5 years now, and I've been doing YouTube for 2.5 years. And I mean, I was 16 years old when I first started doing content. And I just wired my brain to only talking about content, only caring about content. Like, I mean, I dropped out of college to do full-time content creation because I was just so focused on it. And I don't know, it just fascinates me. It's the way content is presented and how it's taking over the world, literally taking over the world now. You know, it's from the internet now compared to 5 years ago is crazy different. And I only think it's going to go up. So, you know,
what do you think is the next iteration of content? Like,
oh man.
So we've gone from like text, photo, video. I mean, there's all this sort of virtual reality shit, but I think about it a lot. I'm not really sure what the next stage is from video that content creators are involved with.
I mean, I think I'm not sure internet wise. I mean, I guess for YouTube wise, I can kind of see it going more a step ahead of what Mr. Beast is doing. I'm not sure exactly what it would be, but Mr. Beast has definitely set the bar for YouTube. That next step, I don't know what it is, but it's definitely something along the lines of what Mr. Beast does. That's what I predict. But then again, it's different for every content creator, you know? Because I went from compilation style content to story based. I know there's other content creators who went from story based to compilation style that it ends up working out for them. And everybody's just different. I think it's just all based on personal experiences. And it's about who has the more personal, or how many people have gone from compilation style to story style compared to vice versa. And that's kind of like the argument of which way do you go for content.
Yeah.
So, because I see a lot of content creators argue, especially on Twitter, about what's the right way. What's the right way to do content? Oh, we'll do this, this, and that because it worked for me. Sure, it worked for you, but it might not work for anybody else. And a lot of people argue against that. We're like, oh, no, because it worked this way for me. And it's tiring seeing a whole bunch of content creators argue about what's the right way, what's the wrong way, you know?
Yeah, I feel you. I guess it's different. Like you said, there's so many different unique variables to creating content on who you are, audience, and how to do it. There are hard to find ways to do it, but everyone makes it their own. And just, the trial and error. What else is kind of like on your mind then going forward as a creator over a longer period? Like, do you think about, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 21.
21. So 21, like, do you foresee this as like a long-term lifetime career? And how do you, if that is, you're nodding your head, obviously. So how do you then think about like sustainability and diversification? And I guess you alluded to like the variety and stuff, but I'm wondering if there's anything that you've left out in terms of maybe other opportunities that you're considering exploring or one day doing to kind of further, I don't know, chase other passions and just live your life and live what you want to do.
I mean, I do want to, I guess one big thing I want to start doing is an editing course. I want to have like you have people that create like courses on, how to get like millions of dollars or whatever, all that type of stuff. I want to do like an editing course on YouTube, right? where I just post the YouTube videos. I run ads on the videos, and then that's how I get paid for the information I give. And it would just make more sense. But that's something I want to do, is start teaching kind of what information I know. It's not going to be right for everybody else, but it's just the information I know, and the editing styles that I know and I've experimented with, all that good stuff. But other than that, I'm already doing what I really want to do. Nice. I really do enjoy YouTube. I enjoy the type of content I make right now. That may change in a year, and if it does, I just switch up my content, and that's what I did. Trolling, I really enjoyed trolling, and then I switched up my content when I didn't like it.
If GTA RP disappeared tomorrow, what would you do?
Oh God. GTA disappeared. Well, that depends. Do we still have GTA 5?
No GTA. No GTA.
No GTA at all?
No GTA at all.
It depends how it disappears. It depends what exactly. Is it like erased from everybody's mind?
It's just fucking gone.
It's just
you're
gone.
Having to do something else.
Oh, man. I would probably move to another roleplay based type of content, a game that I could do content. So Roblox has that. Gmod has that. There's a whole bunch of games that have actual roleplay in it. I would just move to that.
Yeah, you think you could just take what you've done and just replicate it, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
I think it would work. I think a little bit of tweaking, 100% for that, but I think that'd be the closest related content that I do right now.
That's true. Yeah, I guess the Minecraft people that do the story role playing Minecraft stuff,
my God,
absolutely fucking kill it. They do silly views. You ever thought about doing Minecraft or not?
Oh
not
yeah,
really.
Every YouTuber has thought about doing Minecraft. I mean,
why have you never approached Minecraft? Just not for you.
I mean, I'm so focused on making sure my GTA content works that I didn't want to risk it. I mean, originally I did GTA when I first started doing GTA content is because I watched it when I was younger, right? I was like 12, 13 years old. I would watch GTA RP content. And, I think it was like 17 or 18 when I started GTA content. I was like, oh yeah, I remember doing this type of stuff. Let me try it. Compared to like the actual Minecraft stuff. I did try Minecraft before that when I was trying to do my own version of variety streaming. That obviously I was doing completely wrong. But GTA just started working out. So I just stuck with it because it worked. Eventually I'm going to try it on my second channel. But like I said, I'm not risking anything right now until I get to a better position.
When you decide to go variety, to do the other variety stuff, how are you going to balance your time? How are you going to prevent yourself from streaming too much? Like, or do you think you're going to be a bit more kind of like hard on yourself in terms of, right, I'm only streaming this many hours, this many days, and that's just going to be because I need to do everything else?
I'm pretty good with being able to manage my time.
Like disciplined, I guess.
Disciplined. I think I'm disciplined with when it comes to content. Because like I said, I've been doing this for so long.
Yeah.
I think I'll be able to control myself.
Not, right? When I feel like a lot of streamers are not disciplined when they start streaming in terms of their time allocation and management.
Yeah. I went through the same thing. My first year of streaming, I streamed every day except for 18 days in 1 year. Yeah. So it was not good.
I wish more people learned that lesson early on, but I guess you got to learn the hard way sometimes. And you just realize that streaming that much, like economically, is just not the best option if you want to be a long-term sustainable creator.
Yeah.
But people always just go, but I love streaming. I love the community. I'm like, you can fucking love streaming and love community and stream 3 or 4 days a week. You don't have to stream every day to love streaming and love community. Like,
1,000%, yeah.
But I think people in their head just think, I don't know, people get attached to that quick money, which I did. Like because it's just easy to make quick money streaming.
Yeah, it is.
Relative to the other platforms, like YouTube long form. Like unless you hit the jackpot early on with like some viral trending stuff, which most people don't, because you need to build up a little bit of a skill set to video editing and knowing how it works. Take most people on average, it's going to take probably a year, 2 years, 3 years to
easily
to actually be earning anything. Whereas Twitch, you could do it in 6 months through from TikTok. Like people chase that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of the same way when I first started. I was like, yeah, the money, I mean, shit. I'm making all right money. I wasn't
Yeah.
making shit on YouTube. I wasn't even posting on YouTube when I was doing streaming full time. But I mean, once you get going on YouTube, that'll overtake Twitch very fast. So
In terms of someone wanting to put
Income-wise.
more time into YouTube, income, yeah, okay,
yeah, income wise.
yeah, for sure. And I guess have you ever got like brand deals like for your content, or is it difficult? Have you
So
talk to me about that.
oh, okay, this is actually very interesting. I haven't had like a huge companies hit me up. I've had a couple. I'm not entirely sure if I'm allowed to say.
Yeah, cool. That's right.
Because we haven't done the deal. But a lot
Yeah.
of times I deny the deal because they shoot very, very low. A lot of deals on YouTube are either just a base payment or a CPM deal. So the CPM is get paid per 1,000 views. That could be anywhere between $15 per 1,000 views to $25 per 1,000 views. There's view caps, there's day caps, there's guaranteed views at least, and if you don't reach it, you have to do another video with them. So it's very complicated. It's very weird.
What's the best option to take?
It depends
I guess
on
it depends, yeah.
if you are able to get a CPM deal
Yeah.
where there's no view cap and it's like a $25 CPM.
Yeah.
That's what I would prefer over anything. And
Yeah.
I think the what do you call it? The company would actually prefer that, or it would be in their best interest for them as well, if they have the capital. Like if a video gets 1 million views, that's like 25 grand you get paid, something like that. And if a huge company takes that deal where it's $25 CPM, then it's a win-win scenario. Where with other smaller companies or medium-sized companies, they want to do like $15 CPMs. I mean, you're still getting 15 grand for 1 million views, which is amazing. It's insane. It's still, I think that's the route people should take. I don't like how some companies have view caps where it's like, all right, we'll do the CPM deal at $15, but you're capped at 500,000 views.
Yeah.
And what the fuck is the point of me putting it up there, right? And even base pay. I mean, if you're confident that your video can do very, very well, I wouldn't do a base pay. I would do CPM. But if you're not confident in your video, do a base pay. So, but don't post an advertising. Don't post an advertisement video, or don't put an ad on a video that you don't think will perform well, because then they're not going to want to work with you again, and other companies will see that. So, what were you saying though?
At this moment in time, in terms of like your revenue streams, do you feel like you're like happy to a point where you don't feel like you need to be constantly chasing brands for deals and taking stuff that you don't really want to? You can like pick and choose because the revenue is good from other areas, right?
1,000%. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. That's kind of a good place to be.
Oh yeah, it's like, I can't get walked on by other companies or anything like that, which is I'm very grateful to be in that position.
Yeah. I guess that's the problem, is that like when there's lots of people that aren't, they take deals, the company knows that, well, if you say no, we'll go find someone else, because they know they'll say yes.
Yep. It's sad. It's sad to see that companies actually do that to content creators.
Fucking bastards, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. And it
just
sucks
believe
that people
in you
take
and pay your rate, like
yeah.
I mean,
most
part of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah. Most companies won't even take my deal. Like I'll throw, whatever, and then they'll give me an offer that's a quarter of what I asked. Then I'm like, no. Like straight up, no, I won't even negotiate with that. Like it's got to be some sort of, like, you got to understand this is my price, and you're not going to be able to walk over me. And I think all content creators should have that mentality, like you said.
Oh yeah.
Even if you are a small content creator, you shouldn't let people walk over you for an extra couple $100 in your pocket. It's not worth it.
How long has it taken you to figure out your worth and come to your figures that you charge? Is that through just like discussions with like your other friends that you said are creators?
Other content friends, yeah. I have friends that do that work kind of with brands and connecting brands and content creators.
Yeah.
So they're very helpful with advice and stuff like that. When I didn't know them, it was more I kind of just guessed on the price, right? Like I did a ad for a roleplay server. Oh god, maybe a year and a half ago, and I was getting like 20K views a video. I had no fucking idea. I was like, how much should I charge? So I just threw a number at them, and they accepted it right away. And I was like, oh no, did I underprice myself? Oh no, what am I doing? I messed up. But I mean, now with the knowledge I have, it was a good deal for me. But
is there anyone that you want to work with, brand wise?
Okay. Chipotle. My roommate works at Chipotle.
Yeah.
And so anytime I go to Chipotle, I get discounts on food or free food because, they help me out a little bit. And I love Chipotle. It's just so good. I could talk about it for days. Definitely Chipotle.
But how are you gonna get that?
That's a great question. That is a great question. I don't know. I'm gonna continue with what I'm doing because I don't need a brand to advertise me. I don't need a company with me or whatever. Because at the end of the day, I'm doing exactly what I want. Nobody's controlling what I do other than I guess the algorithm. But it would be nice to be sponsored by Chipotle, but it's not something I'm gonna go crazy about if I can't get it, or lose whatever. I risk everything to get a Chipotle brand.
Makes sense. Yeah, you need to just do a video where you're just riding a Chipotle, like driving one.
Yes,
somehow.
that's smart.
Like, just no brand deal, but just do it. I'm not sure what they're like on social media. Yeah, sometimes like brands are really cool where they're like they've got someone employed that knows social media, and when
Slim Jim.
When you do stuff that's not, they've not paid you to do it, but it's cool and funny. They usually they see it and they're like, oh, okay. Yeah. Like, I think that's the best way to get in front of the big brands that have good active presence on social media. They have someone that knows what they're doing, and they don't have like 1,000 brand safe rules behind what they're allowed to post and say, and create something that like gets their attention. I think that'd be great,
especially if you're a bigger content creator doing that.
Yeah,
that'll be easy to get their attention.
Oh yeah, for sure. Cool. Well, before we wrap up, then, just wanted to like finish on like anything else you want to add in terms of like goals for the year. Let me end with like, what's like the biggest challenge that you face at the moment, or is life all good? Like, what's your, like, you talk about mindset a few times, like in terms of like, I don't know whether it's something mentally, like what is it that's like you're struggling with it at the moment that you want to do or lacking motivation to do? Like what's if you're ever not sleeping at night, what's causing it?
I do my content. I post once a week on YouTube. I really want to post twice a week, and sometimes it's difficult to get the or like I stay on a task. Like when I'm writing out my video how I want to do it, I'll get distracted with this. I'll get distracted with this, and then I'll go to this, and then I forget about this, and then and that's what I'm trying to work on a lot. That used to be a huge problem for me. I've definitely worked on it a lot, and it's definitely improved the past 3 months. And in the beginning of December is when I became very self-aware of a lot of those issues, especially with taking care of my health, a lot of that. So that's a huge goal this year, is to make sure that my health is up there. I don't have any problems financially, all that good stuff. And obviously the mentality where I'm like super disciplined to just getting on, get the video done, do this right, no mistakes,
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. I was going to say, like, you must have days where you're sat there writing the idea and script and just be like, fuck this. Like, just like
every time,
every time, just like either just mind block or just like, I don't know, like scripting is not the funnest thing in the world to do.
Especially when you have a whole bunch of stuff that you got to do, right? Because I got to still manage my roleplay server. I got to make sure everything is functioning properly. So I get distracted with that. When I have like one DM come in, I'll be like, oh, good excuse to not do the script and just continue with other stuff. So it's definitely something I'm working on.
Yeah, too many things to do in too little time. It's the problem that I think most creators face that are wanting to push.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you, Icy. I really appreciate that conversation. That was interesting. Thank you for coming on and having that chat and sharing your perspective. I think it'd be really interesting for people to hear kind of how you go about creating content and your vision and your strategy, and that it was really, really insightful, and I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Cool. Well, thank you, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
And take care, bro.